Hi ladies and gents, this is Nebian and Harrison. We are All Sports Talk, and today we are going to be talking about the semi-final match between Manchester United and Chelsea that is coming up on Sunday. So, a very, very important match coming up.
Yes, it is an important match. It's an important match because we're competing for the title, our teams, aren't we? In yesteryear, but this year we only have the FA Cup to
kind of look
forward to, and United's got
as well as the top four battle.
Top four battle, but that's not really what we want to be doing. Is battling for top four. We've been in the last decade, when United going back in the last couple of decades or last 3 decades, always challenging for the league or winning the league. So
exactly that.
Yeah, it's an exciting thing because FA Cup is always special, and Wembley, obviously the fans are not going to be there at Wembley, so it's going to be a different feeling for the players, like it has been now that the restart has taken place. But it's an FA Cup semi-final, chance to get to the final and win some silverware.
Exactly. And us being a Chelsea and Man United fan, respectively, this should be an interesting one.
I almost feel like every year or so we've had Man United Chelsea in the FA Cup.
Oh yeah, it has
I remember
actually,
when Chelsea knocked United out with Conte.
You don't feel like it has been actually happening.
Yeah.
It's actually has been happening. Pretty much maybe 4 out of the last 5 years or so. I might be wrong. It might be less than that, but it has been.
It's been a common game. Anyway, let's delve right into this. What do you think the match is going to look like? Who do you think is going in as the favourite? Are they both going in on even form? Is there a team that's more likely to win it? What's your opinions on this one?
Okay. This is going to be. Yeah.
Bearing in mind, United has done a double over Chelsea. Is it double this?
Yeah,
this
they have done it.
Home and away.
They have done a league double. Yeah. You're right. Well, it's a tough one to call for quite a few reasons. I haven't quite liked Chelsea's last two or three performances, but then again, we have turned up for bigger matches. We have lost against Man United this year. I just think we're not gonna lose 3 in a row.
You're just going by the hope.
No, it's not. But I just feel that Lampard should have done his homework by now with United. And secondly, Chelsea's performances that have lacked, I just feel that they need to come back with a very top performance right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Lampard should have done his homework by now. And we're going to talk a little bit later on about the lineups and predicted lineups that we think we might see on the day.
Yeah.
But one thing that I have noticed in the last couple of matches where United and Chelsea have played that United have won, Chelsea's been a little bit found out. They've played their game no matter what. They've not adapted, whereas United have gone in and they've adapted to Chelsea. They've got them on the break. They've played with that pacey, powerful game that United does like to play when in transition.
Yeah, I have to agree on that.
So is Lampard going to learn his lesson this time, or is he going to stay with the same kind of football strategy, football philosophy, do you think?
No, I mean, he better do, because the thing is, both matches were pretty similar. The one away at Old Trafford, the first match of the season, Chelsea, even though it was a 4-0 match, it did not feel like a 4-0 match.
No, the game itself,
Chelsea actually had more of the ball. They had chances. They just could not score. United were quite clinical.
Yeah.
In Stamford Bridge, United for me played better. Chelsea were a little bit headless chickens. A little bit off that day. Where and it was, what was it, 2-1 was it, or 2-0?
I think I don't remember. I think it was 2-0. I don't remember conceding. We'll have to check that in. I mean, type it in the comments there if you remember, if you've done your research better than we have. But I think it was 2-0. I don't remember them picking the ball up from the back of his net. We could be wrong there.
Yeah, I could be wrong there. Nevertheless, I just thought on that match, on that particular match, Chelsea was not on it. When we played Liverpool, first half, Liverpool were really good. Second half, Chelsea, in Stamford Bridge, this one, earlier in the year, second half, Chelsea really put the pressure on them. So I'm hoping that second half against Liverpool type of performance for Chelsea. So they've shown that they can do it. Against Man City, they won 2-1 after the lockdown.
They've had some good performances against top sides.
Away to Man City, even though they lost 2-1, they put in a really good performance that day. They just
well, those are not good for confidence. Those ones where you play well and you lose.
That's right. After that loss, they went on a bit of a patchy run after that. But look, it's a tough one to call. We're going to do our best to maybe go and pick the teams, our predicted lineups.
And we'll do our predictions as well at the end. I think.
How do you analyze this match first?
I see this game, I think it kind of depends on both teams. It depends on the teams that are picked on the day. If United go with a starting 11, there's pluses and minuses with that. The plus is United starting 11 now is kind of picking itself and is performing pretty well. It's gone on a really, I would say, tremendous form. 20 games unbeaten now, or 19 games unbeaten. 2019, one of the two. So my point is, if you pick that starting 11, you know you're going to get high quality players and good performance. But they've played so much football over this period of time. Are they going to be a little burnt out? And if Chelsea puts a little bit of young flair in there, a bit of young energy, changes it up a little bit, maybe United can get caught out just because they might be a little rusty and a little bit tired. So I think there needs to be a medium between a little bit of rotation, but some spine players in there to make sure that they can do the job on Chelsea. Players that I don't think can miss out. Yeah. Martial, Rashford, I don't think they can miss out. No. If you've got to play your form players, you've got to play your goal scorers. Yes, they've been playing a lot of games.
Same thing with Chelsea right now. It's a thing hanging on whether Conte will be playing or not, because he has been missing for the last couple of weeks with an injury. So Lampard did mention that he will be in contention. So that could improve Chelsea's chances.
He's an important player for Chelsea.
Especially against Man United, he has put in shifts before.
Yeah. So apart from when Pogba done him.
Which one?
Was last year, not this year. Pogba made him look like a fool, but then again, he has posed some really good performances.
Pogba made himself look like a fool.
Or whatever. Pogba is class. Let's not even go to that one.
Definitely is that a good start after the lockdown, but it was nowhere really last couple of years. Anyway, that we're digressing on that.
Yeah, we're digressing. Let's not digress. So let's go on to predicted 11s. Then, what do you think Chelsea's going to do with their team?
All right. Okay. So he's going to go with. I think he's used Willy Caballero for the FA Cup, but I think he's going to revert to his strongest lineup possible. So he will go with Kepa.
You don't think he's going to have an eye in the Premier League?
Whether it will be kind of not sure whether Kepa is the strongest. He has had a few dodgy moments this season, but yes, he will. He is first choice, so he's going to go with Kepa.
He's going to go first choice.
Yeah, first choice.
Okay.
I think he's going to go with so in centre backs, it'll be Tony Rudiger, and I think he might go with Christensen.
Okay, so did they play together in the last match, or
no? They played actually against Sheffield. So that's the lineup that lost 3-0. So he's a bit of a
put him on. We'll take him.
Well, I mean, the thing is with Chelsea centre backs, they're pretty similar anyway. So
yeah, they are similar.
So whether it's Christensen or Zuma or Rudiger, it doesn't make
no one is standing head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah, it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Left back. So I think he will use the captain. So Azpilicueta will go left back. I don't think he will trust Alonso on this one. Although Alonso, to be fair, in big matches he plays well actually. Against Arsenal, he puts in shifts. Against big teams, he puts in shifts. But I think he's going to go really safe. So he's going to put Azpilicueta there, and he's going to put Reece James. Reece James is solid. I'm impressed with the way that he's developing. He's got a really, really good cross. He's really safe on the ball. He's technical. He makes good runs. So I think,
and he's got the physicality as well, isn't he? He's a big boy. He can handle himself in the Premier League.
Yeah. Midfield depends on whether Conte is going to be available. So if Conte is going to be available, we'll go with Conte in there. I think he'll go with Mason Mount for runs behind Man United's defense. And the other one will be between Ross Barkley or Kovacic. And then Jorginho will be kept in there to maybe come on if needed.
So Barkley or Kovacic?
If Conte is not in, I think he'll go with Jorginho.
Okay, so if Conte is not in, we'll go
then with up front,
Barkley or Kovacic.
But I think against United you need to be a bit mobile. So I think Kovacic to begin with, and maybe Barkley come on later for legs. For legs, make those runs, because Barkley is good at making runs. Is a bit of a box to box type of midfielder. Shooting, Kovacic is not great at shooting. He's a mobile type of player, passing around players, moving around, that kind of stuff. So to begin with, you want mobility. You want the running later on in the match. So Barkley to come on. Up front, I think he has to go with Giroud. He is the form striker right now.
Mhm.
Has to go with Giroud.
It's funny because that's flipped, hasn't it? The form striker at the beginning of the season was Tammy Abraham, who was going through a really good spell scoring goals, and now it's almost flipped.
Yeah, exactly.
And Giroud is the one who's performing.
And
but
Tammy
he
Abraham,
is a proven goal scorer, Giroud.
Yeah, he is. But the other thing is he works hard for the team as well. And in this match, you need that hard work. You need to be holding up the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, Tammy does all right. He did score a couple of matches ago, Tammy Abraham. But I just think Giroud right now is a bit more glued onto the match.
Could Tammy be more useful in stretching that Man United defense? Because once he gets going, he's got a bit of pace. I mean, he's not got terribly quick acceleration, but he's got long legs and he gets his stride and he goes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, five subs we have from now on, which is also confirmed for next season.
Yeah.
So that definitely I see Tammy coming on. Definitely, I can see Tammy. Pulisic will be also in the starting lineup. He is the form player of the team, so there's no missing out at the moment.
Yeah.
And how many players have I got? Am I missing one? Oh yeah, obviously, and William. You can't leave William out right now. William has been is the senior player. Him and Azpilicueta have been sort of the two spine players this year. So whenever you need to rely on someone, William is there. So William and Pulisic up front on the flanks, and that would be my Chelsea lineup. There may be if there's going to be any changes, it might be that if this team doesn't happen, it might be where Zuma might come in instead of Christensen, or instead of Mason Mount, there could be some other change in midfield. But I think he'll go with Mason Mount.
Billy Gilmore get a chance in there?
He has gone quite a few chances. He is a player that I really, really like. He's a really good player. He will be world class. I just feel that after the lockdown, he hasn't been
a big statement.
As good as he was just prior to lockdown.
That's a big statement. You have to be checked there. He will be world class. You're making that prediction. He will be world class.
No, I make that prediction, and I will. I'll make that right now, and I'll say I don't see how I'm going to be wrong about this, because they're not just all the pundits been saying that, but you can see the way he plays. He's very intelligent. Is physical. One thing you need to as well is you need to be able to outmuscle in the Premier League.
He is
he's small, agile, passes really well. He's got a good football brain.
It'll be a big thing for United and Oli. I think Romero has come in and done a job for him in the FA Cup, or occasionally when he's played in Europa League.
So
he trusts him. I think he trusts him. I think he will use a Romero. I'll be surprised if he used David De Gea. I'll be happy if he used David De Gea, because I think David De Gea is our best goalkeeper, and I don't think goalkeepers are exerted as much as the other players, although mentally it's a different type of exertion as well. When you're in game, you have to stay switched on and focused, and that's one thing that coaches think about when they rotate in goalkeepers. So I think he might rotate him because of that. I think right back, we don't really have much of a choice right now, because we had two injuries, one to Brandon Williams coming off as a sub for Luke Shaw, and it depends on how long those injuries are going to be. I don't think there is an update as we speak at the moment about what's happening with Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I think he may give Wan-Bissaka a rest, and I'm thinking he may bring a young lad from the academy who's been training for the last couple of weeks with the first team squad, Ethan Laird, who is a very promising player from the academy. He's had a really good season in the academy, and there's been a bit of talk and a bit of chatter about how good this young kid Ethan Laird is going to be. Some even rate him higher than Brandon Williams, and Brandon Williams has broken into the team. So we'll see. He might go with Wan-Bissaka, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that Oli does like to go with youthful players. So he might bring in Ethan Laird. On the centre backs, I think he may change it up. I think he might put Eric Bailly in there with the captain Harry Maguire. I think he might just take Lindelof out a little bit. Lindelof looking like he's struggling a little bit. Maybe he's played a few too many games, and he's had a few injury problems as well that he's had in the last couple of matches. So I think he might put Eric Bailly in there with Harry Maguire. I don't think he's taking Harry Maguire off, because I don't think he's going to be making that many changes to spine players. And I think he will want Harry Maguire in there as his leader on the field. I think depending on Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams, I think we might see Diego Dalot coming in, or he might go back for Timothy Fosu-Mensah, which was a big surprise in the Crystal Palace match that he didn't put Diego Dalot. He put Timothy Fosu-Mensah, who hasn't played for United for 3 years. He's played more for Fulham and Crystal Palace in the last 3 years than he has for United. But he came in, he did a solid job against Crystal Palace. No errors, pretty safe and sound. So he may go for that, especially if Chelsea got the pace of Pulisic and the smart, intelligent play and place of William on the wings. He might want powerful, fast runners like Fosu-Mensah. Interestingly enough, they could maybe even swap. Ethan Laird has played left back for the academy. Maybe Timothy Fosu-Mensah goes to his more natural position as right back there. In midfield, I think Matic was rested against Crystal Palace, maybe with an eye for this game, I think. So I think we'll see Matic.
Come on, though.
He came on, but he came on in the second half, maybe 60th minute or something like that.
Yeah.
And you do see an improvement in that United team when Matic comes on. He has got this air of, like, he's a bit of a boss in midfield, I find. Nemanja Matic, he's very confident in his abilities. Doesn't always have the best game. He doesn't always have the best games. No, for Chelsea, he was good. He was not someone I always highly rated, but I did think he always was he was a soldier, especially in that season when Chelsea and Conte won the league, and N'Golo Conte and him in midfield, they were generals in the middle of the park. So he's got that confidence in his ability, and he makes the team better around him. I think he'll take Pogba off and Bruno off. I know it'll probably be a bit of a... I think the midfield battle might be won by Chelsea if you take those two off. But I think they have looked tired in the last few matches. Pogba has looked leggy and tired, has made a few errors here and there.
Don't forget something. There's another factor at play in this match, that United have had two less days of rest.
Yeah,
so United played on Thursday, Chelsea played on Tuesday. So
that's right.
That could have something. That's why I went with a very strong lineup with Chelsea. I went first 11.
I think,
whereas you guys might not afford to.
No, I think you're right about that. I think definitely that Chelsea has more ability to play their first 11 because they've had a little bit more recovery time, and they've probably even had a day of training. They've definitely had tactical training, but they may have even done drills and things like that on the training ground. But United, it's just recovery, tactics, and go straight to the games right now. So I think Matic will come in because he didn't play a full game. I think Bruno and Pogba will go to the bench as an option to come into the second half, or if there's a need in extra time. And I think he'll bring on McTominay and Fred. So we're hoping for a good performance from McTominay and Fred. They went through a patch where they were playing really well, McTominay and Fred. And McTominay, in the beginning of the season, when we didn't have Pogba, was putting in some really good performances. He didn't look very good against Crystal Palace. He looked a bit rusty. He doesn't have, like, again,
McTominay was Mourinho's kind of player in the last couple of years.
Mourinho created an award that didn't exist at Man United for McTominay, the Manager's Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So you have the Players' Player of the Year, you have Academy Player of the Year, and all of these. Mourinho created the Manager's Player of the Year, and that was Scott McTominay.
Mourinho always has those players that he loves so much.
He loves, because Mourinho
he loves hard work.
Mourinho loves play. Here's the thing with Mourinho, and I was talking about this with my friend Erlen. Mourinho wants, or actually it was my friend Gentian. Mourinho wants these players who they believe in Mourinho fully, and they will do anything Mourinho tells them to do on the field. If Mourinho has a squad like that, where the John Terrys, the Lampards, the Drogbas, or the Materazzis, or the Cambiasos, where he says jump and they say how high, then those players...
Remember Materazzi crying on Jose's shoulder after the Champions League final. It was like... those were Jose classics. First spell at Chelsea, which we have digressed. But and second and first spell at Inter. Yeah, although he has only had one spell at Inter.
But Scott McTominay, I think he's growing. I think he's learning how to boss the midfield game. He doesn't necessarily have that in locker, but with Matic there, and that's what I meant about Matic earlier on. He's got that bit of arrogance and that confidence that he believes he can dominate and boss a game. Whereas McTominay, he needs to learn that. Fred, he's been a bit on and off. When he's good, Fred looks really good. When he's not on it, he looks a bit of a calamity. But I think there's a good player in there somewhere, a squad player definitely. But he will come in. Then up front, I think you've got to go with Tony Martial. He's just a man on form. You've got to go with Marcus Rashford. And then you've also got to probably take Greenwood out because of the fact that he's played so much football. And maybe the man who always does a job in the Wembley Arena will come in and do a little dance against Chelsea. Jesse Lingardinho may come on for one of his last games in a Man United shirt. I think Jesse Lingard will come on. That's why we saw him.
Has he played this since lockdown?
He came on as a sub against Crystal Palace. He did nothing spectacular, but he was energetic. He was determined.
I do fear him, even though he's not a great player. I do fear him. He always finds the odd goal.
He's a big game player, Jesse Lingard. And this season, he's struggled with confidence because he's gone through such bad form. But he's a big game player, and in Wembley, he will perform, or he should perform. That's his favourite turf. So that's our starting lineups. Predictions. Let's go to predictions.
Right. Okay. So. From what you've talked about your lineup, that makes me even more confident. So I think Chelsea will edge it. And not talking as a fan, I'm just talking that Chelsea will have a slightly stronger team on the day. And I will go either 1-0 or 2-1. I'll probably 2-1. I think United will find a goal.
We'll score a goal.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to not just be a Man United fan here. I'm going to try and think about it logically. Chelsea have had more rest. Chelsea will probably be able to fill the stronger starting 11. It may go extra time, this one, and I think United will steal it because United has just got the quality up front.
If it goes to extra time, Chelsea will be the fresher team anyway. But nevertheless,
I think 2-1 Man United is my.
Right.
So you say 2-1 Chelsea?
I'll say 2-1 Chelsea.
I say 2-1 Man United. I think United will find a way.
Well, the only thing that's left is for us to have a look at what actually happens on the pitch on Sunday, and it will be on Wembley, even though it's going to be an empty Wembley. It'll be fun to watch. Is it going to be live probably on BBC, won't it?
I'm not sure. It will be either on BBC or one of those, but we'll watch it either way.
And we both can't wait. So the only thing we can say is want you guys to fill in the comments section at the bottom with some of your predictions and what do you think will happen on the day. And any Chelsea fans out there, come over to the comments and say hello.
All fans are welcome. We want to build a community in the comment section. We want to build a community with this channel. We just love to talk sports. That's why the channel is All Sports Talk. We love to talk football, and we just want to have a chat. We want to have a conversation. We want to do this just for the sake of having fun and talking about the beautiful game.
Exactly. And just before we go, one last thing. Come on, Chelsea! You can do this!
No, come on, United! Tony Marshall, let's do this!
Alright, we will be back on that straight after with immediate reaction straight after that match.
Alright.
Yeah. And so, take care, guys, and you'll see us again straight after that match.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.